everybody. Happy 24th of April. This is Katie Carney, and this is my Flosstube number 63, take 2. I actually recorded about 15 minutes of this in the early afternoon when I had light, and then Mark came over and installed grab bars in the bathroom for Fra. So I paused the video and then I restarted it, and then I forgot I paused it again, and it was just, I said, I'm going to break my own rule, which is my golden rule, and I'm going to re-record, which is not who I am generally. So anyway, like I said, I got about 15 minutes in, so we'll see how different this video is. If you cannot hear, I have a cold. I've had my first cold in 4 years. Yay! It's not COVID. I tested several times over the span of about a week just to make sure. I have allergies. It started off as really bad allergies. I have a feeling my grandmother's birthday was 12 days ago, and her great-grandson came with my cousin and his wife and their other child, but the baby had a cold and he like coughed in my mouth, and that's how germs spread. So I had really bad allergies, and then on Friday of Holy Week I started to I was like, man, my Claritin is not helping at all, and I was like taking double Claritin, and then Monday afternoon I was like, oh, I think I have a cold. And Tuesday, I didn't feel bad. Tuesday night, Mark and I went to Philadelphia to see John Williams, which was it was amazing. Truly, it was amazing. That's the second time we've seen him. It was beautiful. I cried. John Williams' music really shaped my life. The Harry Potter scores, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Schindler's List, the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. So it was wonderful. He's 90. He's definitely slowing down, but he's still great. So then to Wednesday, I worked a half day because in advance I knew that I was going to be tired. Excuse me. And then I took Fra to the doctor Wednesday, and then I went to sleep and slept for like 11 hours. And then Thursday, the cough started. Friday, the cough got so bad that I left work early. I work with really old nuns, and I was like, I have a mask on. We have to wear a mask. I'm hacking into my mask. And this nun is like, and I looked at my boss and I was like, I should leave. Like, I should not be here. I'm not catchy, because I'm pretty sure that when I was catchy was over Easter weekend. I've never had a fever. I'm not like TMI. I'm not like, my snot is not any weird colors. I don't have an infection. It's just a cold. But I haven't had one in 4 years, so the cough is intense. It's funny, when I cough, I sound like my mother. And when I have like fits of coughing, that are really bad, I sound so much like my mom. It's crazy. So anyway, Friday, I left work early. I went to my dad's for a couple hours. And I was like, oh, I'm going to cross stitch. And I did, because my grandmother had a friend over here, and I didn't want to like interrupt their time, and I didn't want to have to be social. I just wanted to sit. So I stitched for a couple hours. I picked up dinner, came home, stitched for a couple more hours. I was like, I'm doing 24 hours of cross stitch. I got like 5 hours in on Friday. We're golden. 9:15, I am packing it in, getting ready to brush my teeth and go to bed, like get into bed. And Mark sends me a text message. Can you pick me up in Newark at midnight? Newark Airport. I was like, of course I can. How could I not? You picked me up at the airport in the middle of the night once. So I get dressed. I drive to Newark. I got there like 11:30. The thing about driving to Newark is you have two choices. You have Newark and you have Manhattan. And there's really no options. So luckily I ended up at the right place. I ended up at the Newark Airport cell phone lot. I'm sure all of you have seen The Sopranos, so you know that Newark is not a great place to be at night. So I'm in the cell phone lot and I have to go to the bathroom. And I have to go like badly. And there's a portage on, and I'm like, this is how we end up murdered in New Jersey. but I had to go. So I got like my keys, my mace, my cell phone. I run into this bathroom, and then I come back to the car and I like bathe in antibacterial. And I was like, well, I'm already sick. I mean, what's a little hepatitis? But actually, it was pretty clean. It wasn't bad. And Mark got in the car around midnight, and we drove home. He stayed over here Friday night after, because it was like 2 o'clock in the morning when we got back, and I was going to have to take him to pick up his car. He was driving. He drove home to take him to our airport, pick up his car, and then I was going to have to drive home, and I couldn't do it. I was too tired. I knew that I hit a point where I cannot operate heavy machinery, and I was at that point. So obviously yesterday I was like, well, there goes 24 hours cross stitch. So I did get a lot of stitching done yesterday, and that was great. That was a long introduction, and I didn't wish any of you a happy Easter. I hope that you all had wonderful Easters. I spent Easter Saturday with family in New Jersey, only an hour away, not 2. It was very nice. And then Easter Sunday, I went to a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mass at my church. I cried. It was so beautiful. And then I went out to lunch with my grandmother and her best friend and my best friend and her husband, and we had a great time. And then I got some cross-stitching done, and I had a new start on Easter that I'll be showing you. So I have 2 finishes, and let's start with that. Okay, so my first finish is Peter's Day Out. This is a freebie from Lindy Stitches, and you guys had seen this started in my last video, and I finished it before I recorded this video. I also put that somewhere. Apparently, between filming this for the first time and for the second time, I've lost it. Hang on. Losing cross stitch, good heavens. So it's 80 degrees here, and I have the windows open, and it blew away. So here is Peter's Day Out. This is using the called for DMC and a like tie-dye 14 count Aida from Michaels that I really, really love. And I was at Michaels last week and they didn't have it, or I would have gotten another roll of it because I really like it. And I love Aida for smalls, and I don't care who knows it. Okay, so that was my first finish. My second finish was Glitter House number 4 by Country Cottage Needleworks. A friend of mine commissioned me to stitch this for her. She's going to have it framed to put out in her dining room at Christmas. I have made this before. It's like the only, I've done 2, and this is one of them. It's the one she wanted though. I used a 14 count metallic Aida from Hobby Lobby for this. The metallic is gold in this, as opposed to with some of the other metallics that are silver, or opalescent they call it. So there it is. I actually really like these on 14 count, and I'm doing mine on 32 count linen, and now I wish I was doing them on 16 or 14 or 28. Anyway, I am using the DMC Conversion. I know that the white doesn't show up terribly well here. But like I said, I lost the light when Mark was here, so I used the Diamant is this tree in silver instead of the gold, because the fabric had the gold in it. I wonder if did that help? Yeah, I think so. And then, like I said, it's the DMC Conversion. I love this. I love it. I really, I was worried. I did all of the white, every stitch of white, which this is mostly white. And then I filled in everything else. And when I was doing the white, I was like, wow, it really doesn't show up. But then when you add everything else in, it really popped off, and I love it. And the person I stitched it for said they like it also, and that's what really matters, you know? So that's for her. Hi, Laura. I don't think you watched these, but if you do, that's your piece. We're going to meet up. She has never been to Maroni's Pizza in Scranton. It's an institution, And we always get it in my family on Good Friday. Whoever's here. This year it was just Fra and I. But we do whatever Good Friday service we go to. This year I went to St. Anne's, which is about a block away. Maroney's is on St. Anne's Street. And they have, like, it's not technically a mass because you can have mass on Good Friday. But they read all the readings and they read the Passion again. And anyway, I picked up pizza on my way home. The Polish have this beautiful tradition on Good Friday where they quite literally close the tomb, and it's beautiful. But those happened before a certain time of the day, and I was not available to go then. Anyway, we're meeting for Maroney's because she's never had it, and it's an institution. I know you don't care about the closing of the tomb, but it doesn't matter. Tradition. I live for tradition. My next project, those are my 2 finishes. My next project is Consider the Lilies. This is by Heartstring Samplery. As you know, I am doing this over the course of 2 years. For the first year, I did a page a month, and that has changed a little bit this year. And this last time, I focused on the house. The house is beautiful. The house was not hard. But when Beth Twist was laying out her brick, she didn't do it quite evenly. I'm sure there was a reason, but here's my house. So the brick is 2 different colors. So I did the outline. I'm lying to you. I did the roof. Then I outlined the house, and then I did the windows and the doors. The windows don't have any stitching on the inside. It's just the fabric. And then I did the darker red, so this darker red for the brick, and then I went back and did the lighter red, and then I filled in the mortar. Once I did the darker red, and once I figured out the pattern with the lighter red, it was really easy, but it took me a little while to figure that out. So anyway, this is the house for Consider the Lilies. So I did this here, and this were my April Consider the Lilies. Took about 10 days, maybe a little longer. And then when I pick her back up again, I'll be doing this part right here. And that will be my May Consider the Lilies goal. I think what it turns up to be, so it goes to, it's like the entirety of the word consider down. So in the picture, here's consider. So it's just that. And I think the border's all done. So it's just those little motifs. It'll probably take me about 2 weeks, I think, depending on how much stitching time I have. May 1st is next Sunday. But I don't know if I'll be pulling it out on the 1st, which I'll explain in a second. I have to put it back in the bag. You know, if I don't, it'll never go back in the bag, and then I'll be sad. I love this bag. I'm going to be sad not to be using it anymore. Sorry. My next project is Frogwarts Year 1. This is my other focus piece. I focus on 2 large pieces a month. Whatever my goal is for the Consider the Lilies, I do that first. And then whatever's left in the month, let it be 3 days or 3 weeks, I work on my other focus. So this is Frogwarts, which I picked up again after I finished Lady of the Flag. She's done. So anyway, this is Frogwarts Year 1. I am doing, Consider the Lilies is on 36 count Winter's Brew by R&R using the Called For Fancy Floss. Frogwarts is on 32 count parchment using 2 strands over 2 of the DMC Conversion, for there are this many colors and I was too cheap to buy them for what, like, when it's a really big project like Consider the Lilies where I'm going to use most of a skein of a lot of the colors, I'll do it. But for this, too cheap. So here is the DMC Conversion. They're looking like they've been seeing a lot of use. Apparently I did not cut this thread all the way. Future Katie problem. So I think I am going to, I thought I would get a lot more stitching done today than I did, but Mark came over and I tried to make myself available to him for when he needed me. But here's where we are. So this section here is the three-headed dogs, and then it's the mirror, and that's it. And then there's the border down here that I have to finish, and then down here I'm going to do the letters in backstitch. I've decided. Where is it? Where it says it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live, or forget to, yeah, live. They're charted over one. I'm going to do them backstitched just because I'm terrible at over one. So, since you saw this last, I did the key here. This awful thing, this blob is a turban. It's Coral's turban. I would not have put that there because it doesn't look like a turban. It just looks like a blob of color. I should have put like another one of these or something. Hindsight is always 20/20. I did the key. These are backstitched. From afar, they don't look bad. When you're up close to them, they look terrible. I got the last of the jelly beans in. I got Ron here on his horse. I started this yesterday. And then I've been, whenever, so like Ron's sweater is this red. Whenever like one of these colors or the blue comes up, I just work on the border until that thread is gone. So I'm not wasting it. So anyway, moving right along, I do think I'm going to leave this out. I have a week left in the month. I had figured I would get the three-headed dogs here done today. I now know that will not happen because it's already 20 after 6. But I should get quite a bit more of this done. And the mirror, it's a lot of stitches, but they're easy stitches because it's just these big swaths of color, which I love. So I'm gonna keep it out and I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna work on it until it's done. And then I'll consider the lilies back up. I would think that I would have this done by the first week of May. So the next time you see this, hopefully it will be finished. And I need it to be finished because your girl has what's known as startitis. So Palm Sunday, I recorded. And unbeknownst to me, Vanna, the Twisted Stitcher, had also recorded. So I'm getting ready to go to Palm Sunday Mass at 7 p.m. And she's like showing off her beautiful work. She's dyed this beautiful Monaco from Michaels to make the right color. And she's just cruising right along on this beautiful lavender and lace called Nantucket Rose. Gorgeous. So I went to www.everythingcrossstitch.com, which is in Ohio, where my family's from. And because I know that they carry a lot of these, this is where I got Christmas Spirit also, hit add to cart and add all the DMC floss. And I bought it before I went to Mass. And for some reason, it came on Easter Saturday. Was yesterday Easter Saturday? What do we call the Saturday before Easter? It's a dark day, not a happy day, for Sunday is happy. So Easter Saturday, when it came, I put all the floss on floss drops. Look at how beautiful they are. There is 86,000 colors. I have this pretty little ring. It says something about a garden. Look at them all. There's a bajillion of them. Then I dyed my own fabric on Easter Saturday, I think. Or Good Friday. Mine came out too dark. I used far too much gray RIT and not enough of the everything blue. But it's okay because actually it is a little too, it's a bluish gray and it's a little darker, but I love it. Like, It was definitely too dark for this, but I love this color, and I'm so glad that Vana gave me the guts to dye my own fabric, because there's no reason why I can't. And I will definitely do that again. There's a little bit, just a tiny little bit of like modeling in there. I love it. Very proud of myself. It was very easy to do. Like, I wouldn't want to do it professionally, but happy to do it for myself. And then Easter Sunday, I initially started with a hoop, and then I did put it on a scroll rod. And I didn't get a ton done, but there it is. It's just all the trees up here. And I am using a 32 count, let me check. I am using a 32 count Seraphim stonewashed Lugana, non-opalescent. I think this was given to me. I don't know. I don't remember ordering it, so I'm assuming it was a gift. I just poked myself in the eye with my bag. So that was my Easter Sunday stitching. I have not worked on it since. I can't wait to work on it again. I put it on a hoop initially, and then I pilfered the scroll rods from Coming to America. I really like the roll of frames. I need to order some more, but I'm not allowed because your girl has been... So after watching Vana's video, and this is the second time she's been like, I'm going to start this, I'm doing this lavender and lace, and I love it. And then I go to Everything Cross Stitch and I order it, and I order the DMC, and I'm paying full price, which is fine. But like, these are old patterns. And I have some in stash. It just never fails the one I want I don't have. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to order them. I'm going to go to Stash Unloading. I'm going to go to eBay. I'm going to slowly, I like made a spreadsheet of all the different lavender and laces, Told in a Garden and Butternut Road. And I'm just going to start collecting them. As I can get the pattern for under $10. That's what I'm going to do. I've gotten some for $3. I've gotten some for $8. That includes shipping. Some for $3, some for $8. One I did pay full price for. But so I'm almost ashamed to share this with all of you, but I decided that we're all cross stitchers and you guys won't judge me. So, or maybe you will, and maybe I don't care, but I do a little bit. First off, I'm also going to say I got a lovely package this week from a friend. She sent me some fabric, some patterns, some cross stitch fabric, and I just want to acknowledge how grateful I am. I've not had time to send a thank you note out yet, but hopefully I get that done soon. It's the gold. Thank you, sincerely. And ironically enough, there was some lavender and lace in there. So before I go through all of that, Michelle McGraw, my dear friend Michelle, the two people in the cross-stitch world who influenced me the most, who I should never watch, who I should never text, are Michelle and Vana, and I love them both so much. So Michelle texts me on Wednesday or Thursday, and she's like, Vana and I are going to start a Told in a Garden sale. Do you want to join us? And I was like, duh. I'm literally in the middle of collecting all of these. I do have some Told in the Gardens. And she said, we're not going to call it a sale because, you know, if we do, Vana won't finish it. And I wanted to be like, Michelle, you started Consider the Lilies with me. How much did you get done? No, I'm just kidding. I won't get it done either. It's fine. So I came home that night and I was like, I am not going to buy the DMC. I'm going to pull from stash. I bought every skein a couple years ago, every skein of DMC, every color, except for the ones that Joann's didn't have. I have a pretty full collection. So I went through my Told in the Gardens and I decided to start the Harvest. Isn't that cute? I love it. I made a working copy And I have to put them on rings. This is all the DMC. I pulled it from Stash. I was short 3 colors. And so I need to put the ones that are not already on floss drops, and then put them on a ring. And then I'm either going to use, this is a 28 count Stony Point by Witchell. I'm either going to use that, or I was at Joann's today to get those 3 skeins of DMC that I was missing. Excuse me. And this is a 14 count light green, like a minty kind of green. Ada. I think it might be a little too light for Harvest. I think I'm going to go with this slightly darker one. But I have options. So I was going to start that today. And then I said, no, you were going to finish Frogwarts. Catherine Mary, you just started something last week. What are you even doing with your life? So I'm ready. I even have it in a farm bag. And I'm very excited to start that. And then my other plans for this week are to start don't worry, I'm going to show you all these patterns I bought. I'm going to start, my work stitch will be the April sampler of the month. I am switching out the color. I've been using a off-white 16 count Ada from Hobby Lobby, but I have a huge, like a yard of this 16 count Ada. So I cut myself the correct size piece of that, and I have my floss here ready to go. And I'll start that tomorrow morning at work. Well, before work and then at lunch. And that will be my morning until it's done. Hopefully not in a week. It won't be done in a week, but maybe. I might, like, Saturday frantically stitch on it to get it done because I want to stay up to date. So this is an absurd amount of things, and I have more coming in. But what I did was I look for lots. Or, like, there's a woman on Stash and Loading who always posts, like, vintage patterns that I really like. I straight up messaged her on Messenger and was like, hey, what do you have in Lavender and Lace, Told in a Garden, and Butternut Road? And then I just searched and I found some lots. It gets you your shipping prices way down. So this is a mix. And at the end, I have 2 of one because I forgot that I already had it and I want to give it away to one of you. It is a Lavender and Lace. And I hope that one of you wants to stitch lavender. I think that instead of just Told in a Garden, it should be the woman who designs these was Marilyn Levitt Imblum. She did all of the 3, and I think that we should just all stitch her stuff because it's amazing. May she rest. I think she's dead. May she rest in peace. So I got Wildflowers. I think that's what this is called. This is The Bride. Isn't she pretty? I wish that I was looking like that as a bride. This I paid full price for. This is Morning Sun. I love this. Look at that. Oh my god, it's beautiful. This is Dance of the Roses. This is Told in the Garden, and this is Welcome. This is Serendipity. And I hope you're paying attention because I have 2 of Serendipity. So if you would like to win and I'll mail it to you anywhere in the world, in your comment, just say Serendipity. And tell me how your April has been. That's all you have to do. Spring Bride. She's used $3. They didn't write on it. I don't care. Angel of Mercy. Also used $3. Fairy Dreams. Not used. Peace Angel. Used $3. There we go. Angel of Grace. Also used. So pretty. Oh my gosh. Angel of Spring. Also used. Angel of Winter. I think some of these I might have already had. Like I think we've reached the part of it. I have the spreadsheet. I don't remember. It's been a crazy week. Angel of Autumn, love her. I don't know if I'll ever stitch all these angels, but now I have the option to. In the Arms of an Angel, I'm pretty sure this was written before the song came out, but I will never not. If I wasn't sick, I'd be singing to you right now. Angel of Dreams. Angel of Hope. I love them. Angel of Christmas. This is from a store in Powell, Tennessee. I wonder if that's close to where my brother lives. This, oh my God, guys, they sold these at Michael's. Who knew? For $6.99. Guardian Angel. This is a Told in the Garden, and this is it Garden Berries? Yes, Garden Berries. I love this one. This is a Told in a Garden Amish Quilt Sampler. This is Told in the Garden Spirit Dancer. And again, these are ones I already had. This is one of the Christmas Lavender and Laces. This is the Second Angel of Freedom. Y'all, I paused you and I don't know when. I think I was going through my patterns and I don't know if I finished or not. But anyway, if I was not recording, I am going to give this away. This is Lavender and Lace Serendipity. And in your comment, just say Serendipity. And tell me how your April's been. I am sorry that I was coughing through a lot of this. I am sick though. I hope that you're all well. I can tell my voice is about to give out, so this was a lot of fun. I can't wait to talk to you again in 2 weeks, hopefully with a big finish to show you. Stay safe, keep stitching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!